Alright, hey, what's going on everybody? Jump Rope to Freedom, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to talk about 5 lessons that have been reinforced to me since I've been on YouTube. A couple days, I'll have been on YouTube for 1,000 days. It's gone by quickly, and you can learn a lot of lessons from being on YouTube. So whether you're thinking about starting your own YouTube channel or you're looking for some guidance, you can apply a lot of these lessons in life in general, whether you start a YouTube channel or not. Alright, let's do this. Being on YouTube for 1,000 days, the first lesson that I will share and impart on you, if you want to take this advice, you want to take this lesson, is to be yourself. Whether you're starting a YouTube channel or you're going out in the world, going up for a new job, whatever, be yourself. What I've found in getting older and learning more about life is that the cliche sayings are normally cliche because they work. They've been around for a long time, most of them anyway. One quote that I like that has constantly hammered this home to me is a quote by one of my favorite authors, entrepreneurs, and philosophers, Naval Ravikant. And the quote is, "Escape competition through authenticity." Being authentic, being who you are, is your greatest superpower. Being who you are differentiates you from everybody else on this planet. There are a lot of people who are alike, but out of the billions of people on this planet, there is nobody who is exactly like you. So you shouldn't go out there when you're trying to make your mark in the world. You shouldn't go out there and try to be like someone else. I think it's all right to emulate somebody if you're trying to be an athlete and you have always looked up to Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant or any of those famous athletes. I think it's okay to model some things that you do after them. Maybe the way that they shoot, the way that they practice, the way that they approach their work ethic. But you have to put your own self into it first. You have to be yourself. Being somebody else gets exhausting after a while. I think that's why a lot of people who haven't found who they are so unhappy, because they're trying to be somebody else that they emulate and that they see on TV, but it's exhausting because it's unnatural. If you're always trying to do something that's unnatural to you, trying to be somebody you're not, then you're not going to be able to keep that up. It's going to be exhausting because you got so many other things to think about during the day, and having to constantly engage in unnatural behavior, something that's not natural to you, is going to exhaust you, and you're not going to be able to keep it up for a long time. So I've seen a lot of people on YouTube who try to be somebody else, who are doing things that are outside of their character, that are outside of their natural selves. So the best way, if you don't think that you're good enough to be online in a public platform, I would say that's nonsense. Everybody has something to offer. For me, I'm a more quiet, soft-spoken, introverted person. So what I had to do as I continued on the YouTube journey is I had to search within myself and find out, what can I offer the audience? But also, what can I offer the audience while still being myself? And you have to make a list of your strengths, and you have to leverage your strengths. Around the time I started doing jump rope reviews, which was an idea from one of my friends, I realized that I'm an extremely detail-oriented person. I love details. I love testing new products. So I can leverage that strength of mine while still being myself and offer the utmost value to people. So be yourself, and remember that quote, escape competition through authenticity. Trying to be somebody else, you're going to be competing with that person who is being their natural self, so you're going to lose anyway. Escape competition through authenticity. Be yourself, whether you're starting a YouTube channel or you're going out and you're making your mark in the world. Be yourself. Second lesson, and this is more of a controversial lesson, and something that I've struggled with myself being in the public forum. Having a YouTube channel, having a website, but mainly having a YouTube channel and putting myself out there, having people constantly comment. Most people have been great, 99% of people have been great, but there's been that 1%, like there is everywhere else, who try to get under your skin and try to distract you from your mission. So the second lesson is ignore the trolls. Just ignore the trolls, man. It's not worth it to get involved with them. It's not worth it to get in online arguments with them and email traffic with them. It's just not worth it. And I'll tell you why. I got a couple stories about dealing with trolls. My channel is relatively small. So if you ask somebody who has a channel that has 50, 100,000, even 1 million subscribers, they can probably tell you more interesting stories than I have. But I have a couple stories. The main story is when my channel first started, there was this guy who was constantly emailing me. And back when you have a new channel, you have 300, 400, 500 subscribers, you get flattered when people email you telling you that your channel is great and all that good stuff. I had this guy emailing me, and it started to get a little weird one day on one of my live workouts where one of my family members was on there and made a comment, and then he got on there and asked if that person was my wife. Nobody had tried to get into my personal life like that. So it was at that point where I said to myself, I need to start trying to create some distance. So he would keep emailing me, and then I would stop answering the emails. Then one day he got fairly forward and started bothering me over email and through the comments about trying to get me to do a certain tutorial on one of the jump rope moves that he wanted to see. And he justified this by saying that since he was paying me $5 a month in my Patreon account, that somehow I owed him the tutorial, which I disagreed with. So I kept ignoring. One day when I was doing a live workout in the middle of moving across the country, I've been dealing with movers all day, and I was still trying to put out content on the channel despite being in an extremely stressful move in the middle of a pandemic. He kept bothering me and was saying some hurtful things on the comment section during a live workout. So I lost my cool. It's the only time I've lost my cool at somebody over YouTube. Don't worry, you're never gonna see it because I deleted it from the video because nobody needs to see it. But I lost my cool, and he kept on emailing me, and then finally he stopped. He unsubscribed from the channel, and I thought I would never hear from him again. Whenever the Rush Athletics video came out, he surfaced again and started commenting on my channel, commenting on videos, saying some hurtful things. But by that point, I'd become more seasoned in YouTube, and I had, around the time the Rush Athletics video came out, I had decided that I was not going to entertain trolls anymore. I was not going to waste my time arguing with people who were just trying to get me to argue with them, because all I was doing was playing right into their hands. People who troll other people on the internet, that's what they do all day. That's what they're good at. That's not something that I do. I don't engage in that kind of behavior. So my thinking on this is, why would I play a game with someone who is much more adept at that game than me? The quote I have for that is, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. So if you think about it from a strategic standpoint, why would I play a stupid game to win a stupid prize? Why would I argue with a troll just to say that, oh, I somehow out-argued that troll? That gives me nothing. It doesn't get more videos out in the YouTube space. It doesn't help anybody. All I'm doing is becoming distracted and arguing with somebody who's not worth arguing with anyway. Around the end of March 2021, I read that guy's comments. I just say to myself, he must be in a lot of pain to be constantly on the internet making rude comments about people, because I'm probably not the only person that he makes rude comments about. He must be in a lot of pain. He obviously doesn't have a lot of time to do anything else other than troll people on the internet, and that's really sad. So my heart goes out to him, and I don't have any animosity toward him or anybody else. There's been a couple other people who have trolled me on this channel. There's been one guy that actually used to work for me that caused me a lot of problems when he worked for me. He tried to get on and tried to re-engage with me. I just ignore him. What I do now is YouTube has this great feature where you can hide people from the channel so they can still comment on your videos, but nobody sees them, including you, if you hide them. They can still see their comment and they think that they're commenting and that everyone's seeing their comment, but nobody's seeing it. So it's like they're shouting into the abyss. It's like they're shouting into nothing and nobody's hearing them. So that's a useful technique that I've used, and I love that YouTube has that feature. I've used that feature to ignore what the trolls have to say, and truly my heart does go out to the trolls. I'm not going to name them. I'm not going to give them the credit of naming them. Plus, I don't like naming people in that way on this channel at all. I didn't do it in other videos I've done that are similar to this, and I'm not going to do it now. But my heart does go out to them because of how sad their lives must be if they're spending all their time on the internet instead of doing something more productive. So that's a long-winded way of saying ignore the trolls. There's going to be people out there who always want to pick fights with you if you're online. The more subscribers you have, the larger your audience, the more that YouTube is going to show your videos to people. There's a lot of people out there who are sad and have nothing to do but try to share their misery with other people, especially other people who are trying to do something positive in the world. So remember, play stupid games, win stupid prizes, ignore the trolls. I can guarantee you that all the people out there who are trolling other people who are trying to do something positive, that they are either scared or unwilling to put themselves out there and come from behind the anonymity that YouTube provides, because you don't have to put your name or your face up there. So I'm out here putting my name and my face out on YouTube. Other creators are too, who are getting the same treatment by that 1%. But remember, the trolls don't have the courage to be out there putting stuff out and trying to help other people, trying to add value and putting stuff out on YouTube, creating new content, trying to do something positive. So remember that, play stupid games, win stupid prizes, ignore the trolls, do not try to engage with them. The third lesson about YouTube is to be ready to grind, and truly be ready to grind in the beginning for the first year or two or maybe more without getting paid anything, without having anything. When you're in the beginning, when you're growing from 0 subscribers, unless you are able to make one video that immediately goes viral, which is uncommon. Most people, it takes 2 years to get to that 1,000 subscriber mark and that 4,000 watch hour mark that you need to get monetized. So you got to be ready to grind and put in the work in the beginning and put out 1 or 2 videos per week without seeing any results right away. So you got to be impatient with action, but patient with results. That's another quote from Naval Ravikant. You got to be impatient with action. So you got to be taking action all the time, but then you have to have that frame of mind where that video that you put out might not get that many views right away, but you're building a foundation to where as you get better and you start to get a bigger audience, those videos that you made years ago are going to be paying dividends for you, because YouTube doesn't work in a linear fashion. It works in an exponential fashion. So it doesn't just go up like this. It goes and it starts like this, and then it slowly creeps up on a curve like that. So you have to understand that, and you have to be willing to put in the work and grind for nothing in the beginning, with the hope and the chance that it's going to work out for you a few years down the road. And that's what's happened with me. I don't make a ton of money on this channel. I don't make enough money just on YouTube to pay my bills. I do make a little bit, but that's not why I do it. I do it because I truly enjoy it. It's a skill that I've learned. I've learned video editing. I'm not very good at it yet, but I learn a little bit each day. And I've learned how YouTube works. And that's a valuable skill to have in this economy where the world is slowly transitioning from office work to telework. Overnight success is rare. Most people don't come out with a viral video right away. So be ready to grind for nothing in the beginning, for very little results in the beginning. And you have to have that conviction. You have to have that work ethic to keep coming back because you know that if you don't upload videos, you're never going to get anywhere. But what you don't know is if you keep uploading videos, if you're ever going to get anywhere. But the way that I always thought about it was, I know that if I quit, I know what'll happen. I know that nothing good will happen for me. But I got to maintain that chance. I got to keep that chance up in the air. I have to keep it in front of me that one day I might have a decent audience and I might have people who come to YouTube to watch my videos who are actually getting value out of it. But the only way I can make that happen is if I keep grinding and I keep uploading videos. So lesson number 3 is be ready to grind without a lot of immediate results in the beginning. Lesson number 4 is to be responsible to your audience. Once you start getting to the point where you have 100, 200 subscribers, you're going to notice that people are going to be looking to you for advice. So jump rope is my area. That's what my channel is about. So a lot of people come by the channel and they're asking me, is this rope good? Is that rope good? What do you think about this rope? And I know at this point now, with almost 4,000 subscribers, that I can't be leading people wrong. I can't be leading people down the wrong path. I need to speak the truth as I see it. And if something comes up to where something I told somebody isn't correct, then I need to go back and find a way to tell that person, hey, I might have steered you the wrong way. I don't think that that has happened so far, but there have been some times where I've called a rope the wrong name, or I've gotten one of the rope measurements wrong. And when I find out about it, I do my best, and I always go back and I comment to that person. I say, hey, the information that I gave you, it was a little bit off. For me, it's not even about establishing credibility. It's about doing the right thing. It's about being a good steward of your audience. So that's why I don't quite understand when I see people in the fitness space, because the jump rope community is considered a microcosm of the fitness community, of the larger fitness community. When I hear people or I see people going out of their way to jump rope in front of treadmills and then say, skip the treadmill, and then they're posting those videos on Instagram and telling people to stay away from the treadmill and joking on treadmills, even though they think that they're just joking. In the fitness community, especially if you're an influencer, I don't think it's responsible to say those types of things, because people's egos and their confidence is fragile in the fitness community, especially if they might be a little overweight or they might not have exercised in a long time. Maybe working out on a treadmill works for them, and it's something that's going to help them lose weight. So that's an example, and it's something that I know still goes on. There's nothing I can really do about it. I'm a smaller YouTuber. People know how I feel about it. There's nothing I can really do to influence those people who are making those kind of videos and advising people who may or may not like running on the treadmill or running outside, that they shouldn't be running on a treadmill, even if they think they're joking. There's nothing I can really do about it other than make YouTube videos about it and talk about my stance and my position on it, why I don't think that's right. But the more people who follow you, the more you need to take it seriously. And I'm speaking for myself here. I always take seriously the fact that people follow this channel. There's almost 4,000 people who are subscribed to this channel right now, and they look to me for advice. They look to me for guidance. They look to me for leadership. Maybe it's my background in the military, where I've led soldiers in combat. I've led soldiers in tough situations, and they were looking to me for guidance and to be that voice of understanding and to ensure that I was taking care of them because they were under my charge. That's how I look at the people who follow this channel, who are asking me for my opinion, who are asking me for my advice on jump rope, fitness, and nutrition. I would never go out of my way to lead somebody the wrong way, even if I claimed that I was just joking. I would never say to somebody, don't swim, or don't run on the treadmill, or don't ride the bicycle. You should only jump rope. And I would never say that because I think it's irresponsible. I know other people do it. They have their reasons for doing it. But the lesson goes back to being a good steward of your audience, doing everything you can to not lead them astray, to speak your truth. It's a lesson that I have learned from gaining subscribers over a long period of time and understanding that the more subscribers I get, the more people who follow me, the more seriously I need to take it. So lesson number 4 is be a good steward of your audience. The final lesson in this video, and there are so many other lessons, I could probably do a 4 or 5 hour long video on all the lessons I've either learned for the first time or the lessons that I've learned earlier that have been reinforced to me, that I learned earlier in life that have been reinforced to me over these 1,000 days of creating on YouTube. But the last lesson for this video is don't do YouTube for the money. If making money on YouTube is your only goal, it's your most important goal, then you will probably be sadly disappointed, because the first thing is, for very few people, the money is extremely good. You got people like Ryan from Toys with Ryan, I think is what it's called, who are making like $29 million a year. But that is not the norm. Most people who are monetized on YouTube are not making that much money. There are a lot of people who make a living on YouTube, but it's because they started from zero and they worked and grinded as hard as they could, and they built from nothing. And what you're seeing is the product of like 5 or 6 years of making videos every day or every week without a lot of success. And then their channel hit the point where they were able to make a full-time living on YouTube, but they weren't doing that from the beginning. There have been very few people who have started YouTube and got the amount of success that it takes to make YouTube a full-time job. People like Peter McKinnon. Peter McKinnon is an awesome creator, an awesome YouTuber. He got 1 million subscribers in, I think it was a year. That speaks to his ability to make outstanding videos and the fact that he understands the YouTube algorithm and he knows what he's doing. But those types of stories are so rare. I'm not saying it can't happen for you, but they're so rare that you can't go out and say, well, I'm gonna make a YouTube channel and I'm gonna get 1 million subscribers in a year and I'm gonna make a ton of money doing YouTube. It normally doesn't happen that way. It normally happens after 4, 5, 6, maybe even 7 years, maybe even a decade of working hard and slowly grinding away to the point that one day you're finally able to make it your full-time job. So don't do it for the money. The second reason you shouldn't do it for the money is people will know. People aren't stupid. They're gonna know immediately by the way your content comes across if money is the most important thing for you. I'm in a group on Facebook, a few groups on Facebook, where people are going out of their way to get other people to subscribe, trying to do sub for sub and things of that nature. That kind of stuff doesn't work in the long term. The way that I would recommend approaching YouTube is money. Yeah, you can probably make some money down the road. What I would recommend you do is to make a channel about something that you're interested in. For me, since I'm in the military, fitness is a huge part of my life. I lost a lot of weight with jump rope. I'm genuinely interested in jump rope. So I decided, after talking with an entrepreneurship professor from my old graduate school, he advised me to start a channel, and I went for it, never thinking that I'm gonna make a lot of money from this. I thought it would be good business experience. I could learn YouTube. I could stay in good physical fitness because my channel is centered around physical fitness and no one's gonna listen to me if I'm out of shape, so it'll keep me in shape and I can help people at the same time. I recommend that that's more of an approach to take to YouTube rather than, oh, I'm gonna be the next Logan Paul, or I'm gonna be the next Peter McKinnon or the next Mr. Beast, because those stories are the only stories you see. Normally, the only videos that pop up on your YouTube homepage are from the big time creators, but most creators have smaller channels, and it is very difficult for most people to even get to the point where they have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. It takes a lot to grind. And if money is the only driving, motivating factor for you, and you're not getting immediate results in the beginning and money's all you care about, you're just gonna quit. I see it happen every day in this Facebook group I'm in. People just quit because they're not getting views. In the beginning, they're not getting subscribers, and it's a lot harder than they thought it would be. You can't have that mind frame for it about making it about money, views, subscribers, anything like that. It's got to be something that you're interested in doing. For me, I'm interested in fitness. I'm interested in helping people out through fitness and jump rope. So it worked out well for me. So if you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel, go with something that you're interested in, because even if you never get any views, you never get any subscribers, at least you're putting out content about something you're interested in. And if you're interested in woodworking, jump rope, cars, you're still getting reps on doing the thing that you want to develop your skills on that thing, the car, the jump rope, the woodworking, whatever. So don't make it just about money. It's not gonna work if it's just about money. Having money will solve your money problems, but it's not gonna solve all your problems. It's a good quote I like to remember. And I think about that because it should work incrementally anyway, because you see what happens when people get a windfall of money and they're not ready for it. Normally when people win the lottery, they have no idea what to do with it, and their life works out worse than before they had the money. Money just magnifies who you really are. So if you're not ready for it and you're not ready to get all that money, then it's just gonna magnify who you are. Most of the time, it doesn't magnify the best aspects of people's personality. So it's better to work your way up, to pay your dues, to start dealing with the challenges that nearly every YouTuber faces, the trolls, the people who are commenting on you, that are making mean comments about you, not having a lot of views in the beginning. It's better to encounter those challenges and be able to deal with them so that you can build the maturity for when you start having a bigger audience and the trolls start coming out the woodwork, you start getting paid a little bit more from YouTube, then you know how to handle it because you've already faced smaller challenges that look just like it before. All right, everyone, thanks a lot for tuning into this video. It was a little bit different. It wasn't too much about jump rope, but this is an important topic as we start moving more toward a digital society and more people are coming to YouTube. A lot of people are thinking about starting YouTube channels. A lot of kids, I think most kids these days, there's been some polls out there, most kids, they don't want to be athletes or astronauts anymore. They want to be YouTubers. So I think that having this kind of content out here and saying what it's really like to be a YouTuber from a regular YouTuber, I would consider myself a regular YouTuber. I haven't had the crazy amount of success like the YouTubers who I mentioned earlier in the video. I don't have 10 million subscribers and 1 billion views. This is more representative of how most people's YouTube journey is from these studies I've read and the research that I've conducted on my own time. Before I sign off, I want to say no disrespect to any of the topics, any of the people that I talked about in this video. I didn't mention anybody by name. I didn't specify anybody by name for that purpose. I use those stories in this video because people like stories, and stories are a great way to reinforce and magnify and bring home the point that you're trying to bring home. So especially the trolls portion of it, the 2 people that I talked about in this video, I got nothing personal against those people. I know that they're probably gonna keep trying to comment on my videos and keep trying to reach out to me and try to make rude and nasty comments to me. That's fine. Do your worst. Go ahead. It's not gonna bother me. I ignore it anyway. That's my strategy. That's been my strategy for the past 10, 11 months, is to ignore that stuff. All that stuff does is it makes me have thicker skin, and it makes me even more determined to continue to put out videos to help people become the best versions of themselves through jump rope, good fitness, and good nutrition. It's nothing personal, it's just business. With that being said, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate it. Until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, jump rope to freedom. Peace. Thanks so much for your support. Take care.